Um, didn't it look right to have him back out there? It was great. Hearing his song come out and just watching him sweat, compete, punch guys out, it was great. I thought we pushed him enough to get him ready for his next one, where we can continue to build, and we've got a nice foundation. And it's been such a long, road for him back, and I'm just happy for him. I'm happy for his family, and for the fans to get to see one of the greats.
You did see he got in a little bit of traffic, but just to see how the stuff is playing and how he's kind of had to evolve back from the shoulder surgery, I guess what did you see from that side? And kind of did you feel good about?
I think from that side, what I was looking at is the stuff, and I think the arm speed, the hand speed, and that's something that he kept and maintained for all of his pitches. And when he starts to lose that, then the slider isn't sharp, the curveball doesn't get there, and then there's some little bit of loss on the fastball velocity. But today, it held, and so for me, that was a big positive and shows that he's strong, he's healthy.
Did those things exceed your expectations?
I don't know. I tried not to put too much expectations on, what we were going to get from him, but I think it was as good as a result and of his stuff and performance as I could have hoped for. And just even talking to him after the game, I think he felt, there was some adrenaline, I'm sure, but he felt good, felt strong still. And so I think that's something that I'm excited about. And, I expected the swing and miss. I just didn't know if the stuff, the hand speed, the arm speed was going to hold. And so it did. And so that's something for me as a big takeaway.
Do you feel like the momentum of the season is back on your side after the way things went into the All-Star break? You guys go 6-1 on this homestand. You get Glasnow and Kershaw back. Do you feel like things are starting to go your way again?
I do. I just really, happy for the guys to, weather a lot of things that are out of their control, and guys have stepped up, and, Kike had a big day. Lux has continued to play well. Austin's doing a fantastic job behind the plate, and supporting everyone else. The guys in the pen have stepped up in whatever role is asked of them, and the young starters are doing great. So to your point, yeah, we're getting healthy, we're getting our guys back, and not to say that there's not going to be some more challenges or another storm coming, but I do think that, that storm sort of before the break, I think we weathered it, and we got some momentum going into this road trip.
Did Kershaw seem pretty calm in that 2-on, no-out situation for a guy who hadn't pitched all year?
I think it's one of those things that he's pitched in so much stress in those situations so many times throughout his career, and I just learned it's 17 years. So I think that there's some part of it that you just default to having already been there, and it's not about your first start back. It's not about how you feel. It's about getting an out and getting out of that inning, minimizing damage, and people that have been in those kind of battles have that to fall back on, and I think that was his only thought, in that moment.
And then Nick Ahmed, second game with you guys, hits a go-ahead home run late against his old team. Just how special a moment was that, and how impressed have you been with his ability just to come in and contribute right away?
It was big. We needed it. Just to have essentially a Gold Glove shortstop fall in our lap, and we lose Chris Taylor the next, the same night we acquire him, and for him to come out there and hit a go-ahead homer against his old team, I'm sure that felt good for him. And he knows this division inside and out. He's a major league player. He's a winning championship caliber player. And so we just got better. And so I'm happy for him. And I think also, a new ball club, regardless of familiarity, you feel good that you contribute. And so I think that it makes him feel like, I'm a part of this group that wants me, that needs me, and he can kind of take off from there.
And then 5 through 9, the lineup, they accounted for 5 of the 6 runs. Just how big of a lift were they, and how big of a turnaround have you seen with that part of the lineup?
A huge turnaround. And and I mentioned some guys earlier, but even Andy, a young player he's in the thick of things, And so for him to keep his wits about him and still play good defense and still take good at bats, and he had a couple, 1 or 2 hits today, and so it's just, I'm excited for him to continue to mature. But yeah, the 5 through 9 guys did a fantastic job today against a tough customer in Webb.
Does Nick's arrival soften the blow for Dr. Taylor?
What's that?
Does Nick's arrival kind of soften the blow that Dr. Taylor?
It does. I feel for Chris because, you know, it's gonna take some time to get him back. But, you know, he's not the only person that's on the IL, and, you know, you hear it all the time, it's the next man up mentality, so it certainly softens it when you got a guy that, you know, is a lockdown shortstop. He's not afraid of getting a big hit, and he's a seasoned veteran.
Why'd you go to Hudson so early today?
I just felt that, you know, just how you look at, you have a lead, you have 5 guys essentially that you want to deploy, you have to deploy to cover the game, and then you've got to have Honeywell at the back end for extra innings for some length. And so it was sort of trying to put those pieces in the right places, and you're looking at who they're going to hit for, who they're not going to hit for, and I just felt that that was kind of the best way to piece together the game. Also, Huddy was the freshest of the group, so you know, to insert him in the game, and other guys you could potentially hold off an inning to give us an at-bat to potentially tack on to, you might have a chance to use somebody else. But, you know, Huddy is a guy that I felt good in the lane and also the freshest.
What do you think of Honeywell so far?
Honeywell's great. He's very confident. I love the strike throwing aspect. It's a funky change-up, screwball. I think that we were getting him at the right time. You know, a guy that's been kicked in the teeth and kind of on the outs, and then he has a new start. Had a premonition that it was going to be the Dodgers that claimed him, and so he's all on board. And as a 29-year-old player with not a lot of service, I think that we got him, you know, I think he's just scratching the surface. So really excited about Honey.
Dave, in that 3rd inning, Jan, Clayton clearly needed strikeouts there. That he's still able to sort of veer back and get swing and miss. Is that an encouraging sign?
It is, and that's kind of to my point about the hand speed. You know, when the hand speed is fast and it replicates the breaking ball, then the stuff can create deception, and that's what he does. And for him to get the strikeouts and not give in, you know, it takes a guy that's been through it to be able to trust doing that, and we needed those strikeouts. You know, that first strikeout was huge, and the second one, I think he got to fly out, but that speaks to, you know, where his stuff is at.
How does it sound to win a game with Kershaw starting and Shohei Ohtani with the home run?
Oh, what about that homer, huh? Yeah, I mean, that's like a dream scenario, right? You get, you know, 2 of the best players of our generation to finally play together. I think that, you know, Shohei always talked about playing with Clayton, and so this is the first game they got to play together, and, you know, Clayton's got to watch Shohei from the sidelines for 4 months, so, well, shoot, 5 months. So, yeah, it was good, it worked out great.
Dave, was this a good first step to seeing where it'll be for you guys in October?
It is, and I think that, you know, if this is the floor, then we're in for a fun ride with Clayton this year.
Dave, did you think the Ohtani's initial would go out?
Of the stadium or just the ballpark? You know, I was just hoping it would stay fair, and that just speaks to, it was just a really good swing. To hit like a sand wedge at 46 degrees and to hit it, you know, 20 rows deep, that's just, he's just, again, look up the last time somebody hit a ball that's 43 degrees that far. It just doesn't happen. So, again, he seasons to amaze. All right, thanks guys.